Hey guys, what's good? Just coming at you with another quick video. I know it's been a while, sorry about that. But I got a new watch in and wanted to kind of show y'all what it was. I'll get right to it. Simple box, slide that off, and it's a TAG, not Heuer, or Heuer. Hard to pronounce that word. Anyway, it's a TAG. And so, kind of a cool box. Opens up like this. You got the booklet and stuff right here. It's got the warranty card. Just if you get a TAG, you know, try hard to find one with like a warranty card and stuff like that, because they are very often like counterfeited watches, just because it's such a popular brand. Anyway, comes in a simple kind of like leatherette box. Opens up, and the watch is not in here because I have it right here, and here it is. It is the TAG Heuer F1. This is the quartz version of the watch. This is the 41mm version of the watch. Just a really, really nice watch, and it retails at around $1,000, maybe like $1,100, $1,200, depending upon if it comes on a bracelet, if it's two-tone. You know, those kind of things can push the price up. There's also an automatic version which uses TAG's caliber 5 movement, but this is the simple, cheap quartz version. Stainless steel. It has a black bezel, and this is actually I think titanium carbide, which is very scratch resistant. Has a screw down crown. Has a 200 meters water resistant. So it's a really cool watch. Let's try it on, and I'll move the box and stuff out of the way, and then we'll kind of talk a little bit more about it. I'm wearing the Rolex two-tone Datejust. I'll get that out of the way too. And so let's see here. You know, one issue with this watch, there's a couple of issues. And there's a lot of good things about this watch. But one issue with the watch is the lug sizing. You know, odd lug sizing is always annoying because it's hard to find straps and stuff. The OEM strap, I mean, it's fine, but it's just not great. It's not like, it's a very stiff rubber. It kind of discolors really easily. It's like this awkward length. And so I think if you're going to get this watch, you're probably going to want to put it on another strap. And so you're thinking, okay, well, that's easy. You know, I'll just find either a 20mm strap or a 19mm strap. Because if you look online, it's kind of like hard to figure out what the exact lug width is. Some sites say it's a 20mm lug width. Others say it's a 19mm lug width. The reality, weirdly, is it's neither. It's not 19 or 20. It's 19.5, which is like really annoying. You can smush a 20mm strap into that space, you know, but it's hard to find like the spring bars that fit that. You know, so you don't want to put a 20mm spring bar in there because it's going to be too wide and you're not going to be able to get it in. And a 19mm spring bar will fit. So basically what you're wanting is a 20mm strap, which is what this is. And you can see it kind of fits in there. It's a little snug, but not bad. You want a 20mm strap with a 19mm spring bar. Annoying, but that is one thing to, it's not a knock on the watch, because I like the way that thinner strap looks on it, but it is something to think about. They actually have a newer version of this watch that's a instead of a 41mm, it's a 43mm, and it comes with 22mm lug width. It's a larger watch for sure, but it has an easier strap attachment size. Anyway, let's try it on the wrist and see what it looks like. You know, this is a big upgrade of the TAG Heuer F1 series. It's a classic watch. It's not an expensive watch, but it's like, it's really classic. I mean, you know, they had like this, you know, in the 80s and the 90s, they had the F1s, and then they kind of moved them way upscale. And this is more of like a reasonable version. So prices for this basic quartz version are like, you know, about $1,000, $1,100. They can come on bracelets, two-tones, all kinds of stuff, and really easy to wear. You know, I got mine at a really good deal, used from a reliable seller. And so I got mine for like around $500. And man, if you can get this thing under like 700, 600 in this kind of condition, it is such an awesome watch. It's a quartz movement, you know, and you know, anybody that has watched my videos knows that, you know, I love mechanical watches, but I love quartz watches. Like a bunch of my watches are quartz too. And I think, you know, I say this constantly, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't explore the awesome world of like quartz watches, because you can get really, really, really awesome, really nice watches in the quartz world. Anyway, it's a quartz watch. It does come in automatic, like I say. It's 41 millimeters in diameter, but it wears really well because the lug width, the lug to lug dimension is really short. So it's really like a cushion case watch. You can just see how easy that is on my wrist. It'll work for a big wrist or a small wrist really easily. And so I love the watch. It's got a unidirectional bezel. You know, it's got a nice little click to it, a little ratchety, you know, if you know what I mean, but it's got a nice little click to it. So some big positives about the watch, especially at this price range. You know, all the markers are applied. So that's a nice touch. They're not printed on, they're applied markers. Even some brands like Breitling, certainly even in double this price range, have printed on markers. So the applied markers are a big plus. The quartz movement, as expected, is accurate, 200 meters water resistance. So it's like a do anything, go anywhere watch. But, you know, a couple of small negatives. I already touched on the lug width. So it's got an odd 19.5 millimeter lug width. So that's tough. Another negative on this watch is it's called the F1. So, you know, racing is all about timing and stuff. And it's odd that it has like a diving style unidirectional bezel. If anything, this watch should probably just have a bi-directional bezel so I can very quickly and easily, you know, move the bezel in either way to rapidly switch like what I'm trying to time and stuff. You know, the hands are very good, but one knock I would have on the hands is on the second hand. I mean, sometimes it really, really, really gets lost on the dial. And again, if we're talking about F1 racing, I would prefer a highly legible seconds hand, and it can be very easily fixed. I mean, if they could just instead of having a stainless steel seconds hand, just put a little more thought into it, make it like a white seconds hand. It would pop off of that dark black dial and I think it would look better. It would be much more functional. So, you know, the odd lug width, the seconds hands issue, and the lack of a bi-directional bezel are three things that I think are, at least they're not knocks on the watch, but things that I would prefer to change. You know, if I had my dream Heuer F1, it would definitely be quartz. You know, I think if you're spending the extra to get an automatic TAG Heuer F1, I mean, sure, that's an awesome watch, and you know what I mean, you do you when it comes to that, but I think you get like all of the benefit of this watch and save a lot of money by just going quartz. But if I had my dream Heuer F1, it would be in titanium, right? F1, you know, lightweight. It would be all titanium. It would have that white seconds hand and a bi-directional bezel. I think that would be like an awesome special edition kind of Heuer F1. I really like the watch. Notice the date at 9. I'm sorry, the date at 3. So, you know, it's very functional. It's very useful. It's a put on and just walk out the door kind of watch. I'm using it as my travel watch. It really flies under the radar, but it's cool. It's plenty of style when you need it. I'd highly recommend it. At MSRP, $1,100-$1,200, even higher if you go two-tone or if you get the bracelet or the automatic version. It's pretty expensive. You know, there's a lot of really good watches in that price range, and you're kind of knocking at the door of, like, you know, the Breitling Colt and some of the quartz Breitling offers. I think that's a hard neighborhood to like make a living for TAG. But I think at, you know, under $1,000, under $750, you're not going to do a lot better. You get a Swiss-made watch with really, really good build quality. I can't overstate how good the build quality on this thing is. It just feels like a really good watch. Anyway, as usual, I'm rambling. I hope you like this quick look of the TAG Heuer F1. This is the 41 millimeter version. This is the quartz version. You know, there's 41 millimeters in automatic, and they have a 43 millimeter, little wider with a 22 millimeter lug width. That's another option. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and I promise I'm going to try to get some more content out with a little more regularity. Anyway, take care. God bless.